coach, having the spotlight. I mean, I guess first let's just talk about tonight and how important this victory was and how you feel you performed out there.
Yeah, so first of all, I'm just so happy and relieved right now that I got through this match. I'm just so happy. This is the first UFC belt ever. So to be able to be the first one to headline a card like this and to win the belt, like, I never imagined this in my life doing jiu-jitsu, you know. I come from a small town in New Jersey. I always say the same thing, but it's true. I come from a small town in New Jersey, started jiu-jitsu in 2000, 2001. Jiu-jitsu wasn't even big at all in America at that time. And I just had a passion for it. It was in my heart, and I just lived my life through my heart. And it brought me to different continents, different parts of the world, and it brought me to UFC BJJ, the first card, and winning it. So I'm just so happy right now. I wanted to finish the fight a bit faster, but I made the adjustments as the match went on, and I was able to finish. But I think it helped me a lot having some experience out there and getting more time. So that's going to help me in future matches. So that's what I'm happy about.
You were dominating the flow of the match, right? But, I mean, he was showing some very capable defense. Like, were you getting frustrated at all, or were you starting to think, like, man, maybe I'm not going to be able to catch him?
Yeah, I definitely was controlling the match. I won rounds 1 and 2 for sure. And I think the 3-round format really favors me because when I feel like I'm ahead in the match, that's when I get a little more free to just go for the finish, like full out. I think I passed twice also on top, so I was able to show some passing as well. But definitely he was so tough and strong. I feel like the only thing I was missing was my squeeze strength. Was a little weaker than I wanted. I felt like my arms got a bit tired faster than I wanted, so I'm going to start squeezing watermelons to get my squeeze strength more so I could finish heel hooks faster. Sorry, guys.
I mean, listen, you competed at the highest level of the sport for a long time, but I wonder what the feeling was like tonight, right? Like, this was a historic event. This is, you know, the combat sports powerhouse that is the UFC. You're in the apex. Were there any added nerves, pressure, a different feeling than normal tonight?
Yeah, I just felt so much pressure. It definitely made me more vulnerable than I usually am. Definitely, I'm used to competing. Like, I've competed in a lot of different things, but this was just such a different experience, headlining the first UFC BJJ card and everyone watching and all this pressure. But I lived up to the pressure. You know, I love feeling like I'm dying from pressure. And then I love overcoming that feeling and not giving up or quitting. So I felt that feeling. I hated that feeling. I wanted to die, like when you have that pressure feeling. Not really die, but like you feel it, and then you overcome it, and then you feel so good and relieved after for overcoming what your obstacle was.
You talked about not ever really expecting to be here where you are, but I want to ask you not just tonight, but the whole thing. I mean, a reality show, the UFC, a lot of people praising you for your role as a coach and your performance. I mean, just the whole experience as a whole, not just the match tonight. What has this meant for you?
It was everything, you know, just creating history. I was living in Asia for 3 years, and I came back to the U.S. where my family is in Vegas, and I spoke to Hunter, Claudia, and Techi, and we made this plan, this master plan to grow our sport to the world and make it the biggest we could make our sport, you know. So I had a lot of passion when I spoke to them, and we did everything that we spoke about. You know, I spoke to Hunter after, and I'm so grateful for him for doing everything, you know. We really created this insane product for the world. I think that the matches tonight showed that. When do you see grappling matches where all of them are finishes? I think maybe one match was a decision, but out of 8 matches, 7 finishes, like that shows you we're doing something right with grappling, right? So people that don't know what jiu-jitsu is, they'll see the finishes and be like, oh, what was that? That's cool, you know? So we could get people to start learning about our sport, and besides just someone winning by 2 points, you know, or a pass or a back take, and they have no idea what's going on. So I think we're doing the right things.
Yeah. Last thing for me, and you kind of touched on it there, but like everybody here kind of has that same mission in mind, right? Help grow jiu-jitsu, help it become popular, help more people access it. What do you see your role in accomplishing that mission?
I definitely see my role that I stayed true to myself, and I had this vision for our sport, and I didn't move away from it, you know. I could have went to other organizations maybe and done different things. Just to make a quick payday or things like that, but I wanted to just focus on what would make our sport grow the most and sustainable, not just investors and then bankrupt random organizations, you know. So I feel like what we did and what we're doing is actually sustainable, where people and children that are training in our sport could look at this and be like, oh, UFC, BJJ, I want to do that one day, and they'll be able to do that. They won't have to feel like, oh, will that go out of business? Will that change owners, and then we have to go to another organization, you know, and then it's just over and over this cycle. Like, we actually are making a legitimate thing, and drug testing, everything is starting here. So I'm just so grateful to be in the beginning of this platform and standing my ground, you know, because I got so much hate from people, jealous people, people that have big mouths, getting mad at me for doing this. But I know what's right and what's wrong, and I know that this is the right path for me, and I'm just so happy I'm a part of it.
Mikey, in the front, right here, right. At the very end, when you shook your opponent's hand and you walked back to your corner, when you won, it looked like you were really holding in, looked like you almost were going to release a lot of emotions there. So I guess, and then you hugged your coaches. So I guess what was going through your minds when you finally did kind of walk over and embrace your coaches?
I just had so much pressure and anxiety and nerves for this, and how I handled that is I just mentally detached from everything, you know, and I kind of mentally went to another place. And then when the match ended, first I was concerned about my opponent because I really like Verson. I didn't want to injure him at all, so I said sorry. I didn't want to hurt him. And then I went to my corner, and the realization hit that the match was over, and I just won, and I did it. You know, so that's basically what I felt at that moment, and that, yeah, the match is done, and I don't have to. I got through the pressure, the nerves, the feeling like I'm dying, and I got through it. You know, because I'm not a extrovert fighter type person. You know, I'm really introvert. Being in front of all these people, it's horrifying to me. But I was able to handle that once again in my life.
Claudia was in here, and I asked her this because, you know, when Dana started Power Slap, it seems like for the first few events, every scrum, he would talk about slight tweaks he would want to make to not just the product, but the production and the lighting and everything. So after competing in this and being around it for so long, you know, the talks you guys had, is there any changes that you would like to see? Not major ones, but just small tweaks here and there for the next event.
Yeah, I think that every perfectionist will just keep altering and tweaking things until they make their product the best, right? So that's why Dana White is like that. He's a perfectionist, obviously, what he created with UFC, right? So that's the best type of people that are always looking for improvements. I don't know, from my perspective, we had 7 finishes out of 8. When do you see that in a jiu-jitsu card, guys? I don't know, we're being really spoiled with these exciting matches. I've seen cards in jiu-jitsu where there's no finishes the whole night and people are falling asleep. You know, this was all finishes, so we definitely are on the right track, if not there. You know, I think now it's just going to take some time for people to get more educated with jiu-jitsu and more into it slowly as we develop characters and things in our sport. But I think we did it tonight, guys. I think we really had a successful night of matches.
And the champions of the UFC, especially the inaugural ones or the ones that bring the attention, are often viewed as the face of the sport. Like Conor was the face of MMA, Ronda was the face of women's MMA. Do you feel you are going to be the face of jiu-jitsu here in America, just based off of becoming the inaugural champ, the first coach, headlining the first event, and really you're putting yourself out there to kind of make this so big?
I wouldn't call myself the face of jiu-jitsu, but I definitely just want to be a great example and inspire other people more like myself to do jiu-jitsu and to enjoy jiu-jitsu. You know, people more with my personality and stuff, they have a hard time possibly staying in jiu-jitsu because they feel like it's not a place for them. They feel different than other people possibly in this sport that are more like fighters and extrovert and outgoing. So I feel like I give them hope that they could also do that, you know? And yeah, being the main event, being a part of the reality TV show is just so special for me. But I won't call myself that, but I definitely want to be one of the biggest role models for people in this sport, especially to not take steroids and to do things right. So if I could sum up what I want to be, I want to just be a person that's doing things right for others and paving the way for other people to follow the path that I'm doing, and that yields them having sustainability and success in their life and not really doing bad things like taking steroids, drugs, going into weird super fights, doing stuff that is not really that good, you know, and some of the other paths lead to other bad things.
And just last one for me, I'm sure you've seen it, Craig Jones' video that he put out before the event. Have you seen it?
I deleted Instagram last night. I think that was a smart play because I knew I'd possibly get some things from Craig, Gordon, all those people before going into this. But I just didn't feel like dealing with it for a day.
Sure.
So I'll probably see a lot of fun things when I install Instagram back on my phone.
Well, it was basically like he hoped the event went well and he hopes it went off without hitch, but he seems to take...
Oh, he was being nice?
Well, it was a little double-edged. Like, he goes, I hope it goes well, and you can see all the rules that I created in the pit that I created on a big platform like UFC, BJJ, and then he had a rocket launcher, and he blew up a doll of Dana White, saying a whole bunch of other things. So I guess, do you have a message for... I know you haven't seen the video, but Craig seems to think that, this is all his ideas that the UFC has taken.
Yeah, I really respect Craig. Thank you again for helping us create this format. You definitely had an impact on it with CGI. I think that showed us all that was a great rule setting format. I have nothing bad to say about Craig. I'm just thankful that he helped grow our sport in the right direction. And then we used that format and we made it a bit better. I feel like we're growing our sport and we're making it a bit better, just like everyone else in Jiu-Jitsu, right? Craig took the Karate Combat Pit. We took that Karate Combat Pit and made it cooler. Then the rule set that Craig had with the 10-point must system, like ACB had, he took that from them. Then we made that better. So everyone in Jiu-Jitsu, everyone's using, learning, taking things from each other. We definitely updated and took what Craig had, and we tried making it a slightly modified version, but he definitely deserves recognition for his input and what he's done in our sport. And I respect that. I have nothing bad to say. Craig, don't attack me on Instagram, please. I'm at peace with you. I'm waving the white flag. We're cool.
Mikey over here. I have a question. Congratulations, by the way, on the belt.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Is there any chance that your sister, because she's amazing as well in jiu-jitsu, if she would ever be part of UFC BJJ as well?
Absolutely. I think she's supposed to compete on the July card. She's planning on competing on the July card. I don't know who her opponent is, but that's the plan. She wants to compete alongside me here as well, so that'll be really cool. She's a full-time lawyer, but at night she trains, so she'll have enough time. The card's at night, so we're good.
Thank you.
Hey, Mikey, quick one back here.
Yes.
Straight down the middle.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a bit blind.
Straight down the middle.
Oh, I see you. I see you.
There we go.
The light makes you kind of blind, but I got you.
All good. Congratulations. Besides things like deleting Instagram for a minute, what are some things you do to kind of, just tune out a lot of that noise so you can just get to that place to compete at the level you want to when you're out there?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, I do a lot of meditation and visualization, but honestly, you just feel like you're dying before you go in. The pressure and everything makes you feel like you can't breathe and like you're shaking. Like I was like that all day today, but definitely Cobrinha helped me. He definitely deserves recognition for how much he helped me today. We trained for 4 hours this morning straight in my house, in my garage, and that definitely calmed me down training with Cobrinha and warming up with him, because he's so amazing and good. So when you train with someone that's like the best in the world and so good, everyone else doesn't feel that level, So then it like changes my perception. So then when I go into a match, I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel like Cobrinha. This is nice. So then it definitely helped me. So I definitely do a lot of things like that. But one thing I've learned in my life with jiu-jitsu, and I think this is good for a lot of people, is you don't have to mentally have like this mindset like you're gonna kill everyone. You don't have to be like cocky and super confident. You just have to work hard every day, and if you're doing the right things, it will just work, And you just have to trust in the process and just trust in the results. Your mind could think whatever it wants, but if your body could function while your mind is like negative or whatever, you'll do good things.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win. 2 quick ones for me. We've seen you on the posters for Fight Pass Invitational, obviously for this massive event and, just kind of leading the way. How active going forward would you like to be besides the defending champion? Because all this pressure, are you ready to take even more on and just keep the train going, or what are the plans in the next year or two?
Yeah, honestly, the pressure and stress, like I still haven't healed my ulcers. So I had 3 stomach ulcers in December, and they have not gone away. So definitely this stress and pressure has not been helping my stomach ulcers recover. I'm just living on this medicine like every day, and if I get off of it one day, my stomach's like screwed. So I think the next step is like no cortisol for like a week or 2, and then we go from there. But definitely my next match, I want to compete with Gio Martinez. Me and him were supposed to have a match 3 times in a row now, and the match got canceled, so he was doing camps and things, so I feel bad for him, and I think it's fair that we have this match. I think it'll be really exciting for people. So heal up my ulcers and have that match with him. Or if I don't heal up my ulcers, just take more medicine and then heal up after. I don't know.
And last for me, you mentioned, just keep it to yourself, being introvert, all this. But there's a belt right there, right next to you. How do you celebrate this big win and another notch on the legacy?
Yeah, so again, this is the biggest title I've won for sure in my life. I've won many titles, but this is the most special one just because of what we're doing with this title, and what this impact will have on the sport with UFC BJJ. It means so much to me, and now I could kind of have emotion again, because you kind of just shut off all your emotions when you're in camp, like the last week or so. I just shut off everything I'm feeling. Like, it doesn't matter what you're feeling, just go forward. So I could kind of feel a little bit. I'm gonna go to Hawaii with my girlfriend and stay at Mark Zuckerberg's ranch. That's my plan right now next week, and I'm really excited.
All right, congrats on the win. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir.